What's up, everybody? This is Dan from the Fundamentals with another unboxing of a board game. This time we're traveling into the grim, dark future of the 40th century with Risk for Warhammer 40k, the Grimdark game of strategy, ages 10 and up. From our friends at the Op, partnered with Games Workshop. It is a battle for the galaxy, for the universe, for the right to wear a lot of scary weapons and have skulls on your face. Yes. Those of you unaware, Warhammer 40k is the premier space, grimdark, weird war game. Warhammer is a game. Warhammer Fantasy came first. It's about orcs and dwarves and all your fantasy things. 40k takes all of that, ramps it up to 11, puts it in space, and creates probably one of the most batshit crazy franchises in the history of gaming. And this is it in Risk form. On the cover you can see these beautiful Chaos Marines with their bolters and their swords, and there's a big guy up there with a big old sword fighting off who knows what, probably things, who knows. See a symbol there. That's actually, I think, with the Mechanicum. Look at the back. Risk Warhammer 40k. The planet Vigilus is positioned in the Imperium Nihilus near the Eye of Terror in a dark region of space. Always a critical location, the opening of the Great Rift escalated the importance of Vigilus exponentially, as it serves as a key connection point between two halves of the Imperium. Thus it has come to pass the forces of the Ultramarines, Orks, Chaos Space Marines, Craftworld Eldar, and Genestealer cults have conjured upon Vigilus. An all-out war has erupted on the planet. Yes. Very usably. Licensed by Hasbro. Official licensed product. The Op Games. Contains all that stuff. 225 pieces. Let's go. Let's look inside. So yes, this is Risk. It's Risk with a skin. The Op, that's kind of their bread and butter. Their USA-opoly. That is very much their bread und their butter is taking games like Risk, Monopoly, they even branch into things like Smash Up, and creating totally original things out of them. By totally original, I mean reskins. Some of them are better than others, but this one I have a lot of good feelings for. It's a lot of cool stuff, and really Warhammer lends itself really well to Risk, which is, well, battle. The fate of this distant world is worth 1,000 others. If it fails, if the Nachmund gauntlet collapses, the Imperium Nihilus is all but lost to us. The Empire of Terra will soon follow. Tigerius, Chief Librarian of the Ultramarines. Yes. The game board is divided into 40 territories. Mega Borealis, Dontoria, Hyperia Sector, Kalax Bane, Mortwald, and Orc Scrap Cities, Octec Hivesprawl, and Storval. Yes. So you can see there's leaders, territories. So there's some difference from basic Risk. Adding leaders, changing up the map and stuff. But the core is Risk. Here are the faction symbols which pop out. We have the Chaos symbol. The Chaos Space Marines are those members of the Space Marines, or the Adeptus Astartes, as Games Workshop has now calling them because of copyright reasons. They're trying to protect it during the Horus Heresy, which I will not get into because this video will be 20 minutes long if I try to do that, possibly longer. These guys join Chaos, which are the big bad of the setting, and live in the Eye of Terror and do bad stuff. These are the Ultramarines, or the Indianapolis Colts, depending on your point of view. They are just one chapter or group or army of or paint job of the Space Marines that I mentioned earlier. They are not the good guys of the setting because there are no good guys of the setting, but if you had to pick a slightly not as bad guy in the setting, it would be Ultramarines. They're generally more honorable, they defend people, they're nicer, and they're led by Rowboat Girly Man, who everyone enjoys. This symbol here is the Genestealer cults. Which every sci-fi setting has to have some kind of evil bug, and in 40k it's the Tyranids. The cults of the Genestealers, they go into the planet, they control people, create these cults that worship them, and eventually they turn into a bug invasion. And so they're here to do whatever they're going to do. These are the Eldar, or the Space Elves. I believe the terms they're using now, instead of Eldar and Dark Elf, is Eldari and Drukari. But they are Space Elves. They're all dying. They woke up a giant evil sex god by fucking too much, and they have cool anime weapons. And so they're here to do that. And then, of course, the single best faction in the game, which is the Orks, right here. They are a mix of Orks as you know them from a lot of things. They're green, they like to fight, they're big and muscular, but they're also mixed with football hooligans. So they all bloody talk like this, they're gonna fuck it, I think they're gonna blow them up, Dad. You'll blow your head off, I'll bite your fucking head, I swear, Mom, I will. They're all goofy. They're so goofy. They fight and they blow each other up, and they're just a lot of fun, and they're like my favorite faction. But let's look at the map. Behold the grim darkness of the map. Risk Warhammer 40k. We've got all these territories. We've got Mech Stop City. We've got Gork's Landing, Gork being one of the gods of the Orks. Guardia Periphery, Mesh's Delta, the Aegis Wield, Succulent Plains. So yeah, it's a bit less controlled, but it's a really cool map. I mean, they've got the hexagons that you need, but they've got some cool details like a little symbol down there. This is clearly supposed to be like an Imperial map. And then, because there's lots of double-headed eagles, like that right there. Very, very cool. So, as you play the game, you can play as these different factions. Ooh, there's dice. Hold on. We gotta look at the dice. Look at these. Aren't those nice? Those are really, really very cool. Black on red, red on black. Very fitting. Very fitting of the aesthetic that the game is going for. Now, like when the base game, where you play as the different characters, different armies, they all, unlike the base game where they're all the same, the newer ones might have more differentiation. These, I believe, have actually relatively unique units. So let's start with the Ultramarines. So, zooming back in to Marine Cam. There he is. A big boy with his big old belter. Big backpack. Space Marines. 10 feet tall super soldiers. You can't beat that. You gotta love them. And I think we've got rhinos. Our enemies challenge us with metal boxes. So yeah, that's their movement. I think it could be a land raider. I don't know. Let's see. Does the book tell me? I'm sure the book tells me. I could look in the book and it would tell me. It is a primary. Oh, they're not. Oh, I forgot. These aren't just any Space Marines. These are Primaris Space Marines. Ooh. Yes, they are Primaris. And they are Super Space Marines, aka the new ones they're trying to market really heavily. So they're slightly bigger, slightly fancier. So these are Primaris Repulsors, which I'm pretty sure are just fancy versions of rhinos. But that is those. You can see on the, let's put them, you can see them on the map. Standing around being big blue boys. They are opposed by usually the forces of chaos, the Chaos Space Marines, who have, as a vehicle, let's pull one of them out first. They're very good sculpts for as small as they are, I should say. These are the Chaos Space Marines. They are a little bit fancier. Not the same size, but they've got fancier armor, and they've got a big old chain sword and a cloak. Pretty cool looking dudes. And their weapon is a Helldrake, which is I believe a like metal space dragon that works for Chaos. Very interesting choice on him. That's the triple unit, because basically the way it works in Risk is you're fighting on a field, and so some of them are arenas represent 1 military, other ones represent 3. So the way in the base game it's artillery. This is, I believe. Then we have, let's look at some Eldar who have a falcon. I love the falcons. They shoot shurikens. Very cool, very avian look to them. Then a Eldar Guardian, which is like their basic unit. They've got big old cone heads. That's what they got. A cone head and a shuriken gun and some swords. They're very anime, the Eldar. Then the Genestealer cults, which have acolytes and Goliaths. So they don't get to go full bug. But you can see they're kind of buggy. They got too many arms. They got too many eyes. They got a sword. They got a gun, and they're using Goliaths, which is funny because you can see their cults are being what they are. These are basically just trucks they've souped up because they're usually made of the inhabitants. So they're kind of souped up trucks. And finally, the best guys. The best faction, 100%. It's the Orks. The Orks are here. We are the boys. The boys with their battle wagon of cobbled together nonsense and tank treads and all kinds of stuff. Man, that's a really nice little thing. These are really nice little figures. You gotta love those. Very deep. I mean, it's Warhammer, so if they're gonna have figures, they better do them right. Let's see. A lot of battle wagons in here. Where's my boy? I need a boy. Give me a boy. Where's the boy? Show me the boy. There's the boy. There's an orc boy. Oh, look at him. Oh, that is a fantastic boy. That is an A+ boy. He's got tusks. He's got a big old bolta. He's got a big, nice helmet and a little backpack. He looks a little confused, a little hunched over, but he is ready to fight any of them Yumis he can run into. Look at him. He has been eating his Wheaties. So, those are the faction items that you would use to move around the map. The map is controlled by, we have these territory cards. That you can collect. Scrap cities, Blinkot's chain, solar, helio. Yeah, these are just all the different places you can go to. Ooh, a fort wall. Krosgak spindle. It's those. And then we have, finally, one of the things that makes this version unique is there's faction leaders, because part of the joy of Warhammer is getting to play as heroes and more important figures, and so in order to kind of capture that, it looks like you can play as faction leaders. Of course, there's also rewards you get, which is in the base game for doing these things. Complete 1 maneuver, start of your turn, major reward. all that stuff. Minor objective, the other thing you're trying to get as you go. Your objective, conquer 6 territories a single turn. Okay, so we've got Marnius Calgar, Ultramarines. I believe he is the second in command of the Ultramarines under Rowboat Girlyman. We have Abaddon the Despoiler. Now that's a big deal in this. Abaddon is basically the top Chaos Marine in the whole setting. His boss Horus got riggedy wrecked, so Abaddon is currently in charge of the Black Legion, leading assaults throughout the multiverse. Nice, let's reroll all ones. We just have an Otark, nobody important, because if they die, they're dead. An Otark, he's got a big old top knot and a sword and wings. It's kind of fun. A War Boss, +1 all attack rolls. He's got goggles, he's got a big metal jaw. He's ready for a scrap. And a Magus leading out the Genestealer Colts. She has no hair and teeth on her outfit. She's ready to take over and bring in the bugs. Bring in the bugs. So, that is Risk. Warhammer 40k. For 3 to 5 players. It's going to take you a while. Risk is Risk. But, interesting twist. If you're a big fan of Warhammer 40k, I can't imagine why you wouldn't want this. It's really got the flavor down. It doesn't look like just a copy and paste job. Pretty high quality figures too. I'll put a link below if you want to check it out. And of course, I'll get a review of this as soon as I can on the Fundamentals. Until then, happy gaming.